Okay. Okay. Yes. Success. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Everything looks like it's ready, except me. Let's see. I got to make sure that microphone is in the right place. I still have issues with it. Tommy Taylor's here. First one. You get the door prize. What's the door prize? A golf clap. Someone will give you a golf clap. Mike Tufts. Jay's here. Brendan is here. Or Bren. Jesse's here already. Robbie, Bobby. Everybody's ready. Look at that. And we still got 10 minutes to go. I was going to put a title on my new video that I just uploaded. I uploaded a video of gifts, unboxing video. Styley Designs is here. Hey, hello, everybody. Everybody's on it today. It looks like everybody who's important, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, so what am I gonna do today? Well, I'm gonna see if I can upload this, or not upload, but make this one go public. I have an unboxing video that I haven't made public yet, so hold on here. You're gonna see me make a video public in real time. I just filmed an unboxing video right before this. I need to put a number on it, 2187, and then I gotta do this 2188. There's some videos I haven't put numbers on. All right, so I'll just go to 2188. All right, who else is here? Alan Cole, live from Glass Buttes, y'all. Awesome. All right, so hold on. I'm going to try to do this in real time. I still got time. We got 10 minutes. So, get your snacks ready. Go make yourself some dinner or whatever. Get some steak and eggs going. That doesn't take very long to cook, right? I got to try to make this video go public. Okay. While I'm sitting here on the live stream, I have an unboxing video that I'm going to make public right now. So 2188 is the number. Edit. All right. So I'm going to edit this video. The number is 2188. And no, that's not my zip code. Unboxing. Unboxing. Oops. I got to make sure I spell it correctly in the YouTube title because there's no autocorrect in the YouTube title. It's good and bad. From Dwayne. I got to respond to Dwayne's message here in a second, too. He asked me if I got anything in the mail. And yeah, I just opened this package in the mail. From Dwayne, Jim, and Kentucky. Because I didn't know his first name. I mean, I didn't see the name on the package. And I got to look in the emails to figure out who sent it to me. So I'm just putting from Dwayne, Jim, and Kentucky. Yeah. So let's see. And then we got to put the little Flintnapping hashtag, which probably doesn't work, but I don't care. I'm going to stick it on everyone anyway. There it is. I can use that thumbnail. I don't have any custom thumbnails on this one. And visibility, public, and monetization. Sure. Let's turn that on. Yeah. Yeah, do not show mid-roll ads. What else can I do? Save it. So, yeah. It's 32 minutes. It's an unboxing. So if you get bored of this video, which you probably already are because I'm not napping yet, you can watch the unboxing. I got a little bit of napping in the unboxing, not much. So what am I got to do today? I've got a 5-gallon bucket of road rocks of various sorts. Should I? I'm going to nap this. This is a darker one, it looks like. I'm going to break into this one. This one looks dark too, but it doesn't look as good. Well, we'll try both of them. Okay? All right. So what do we got here? Any questions yet? Guess it got hot all over the world today, the first day of summer, says Tommy Taylor. Yep. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Glass Butte's pictures in Patrick's inbox. Oh no. You're going to force me to look at the inbox on my email? I got to delete all the spam first. Oh, I know. I got to check my Instagram messages because that's where a lot of people message me, but I never see. I can forget I can't because I don't have the Instagram on this phone. Why did I see? I think I saw a notice. Was it on this phone? Let's see. Anyway, I don't know if Dwayne watches the live stream, but I got your package. Ferdo Joe. Jay, where are you now? What country? Jay or TJ? Around Ohio is supposed to get really hot Sunday and then through the week, says Mike Tufts. Yeah, I saw temperature supposed to be like 99 degrees in like about 4 or 5 days here. Unbelievable. What's the temperature right now? 72 in Windham County, Vermont. Yeah, like on Monday, it's supposed to be 99 degrees, and then Tuesday, 99 degrees. I'll believe it when I see it. Yeah. Ridiculous. I moved up here to escape the heat as one reason. The next reason is this house is pretty cool, actually. I don't want to go back to Texas. Yeah. Why go back when you've got perfect weather and it's always overcast, just like I like it? Yeah. All right. Yeah, I don't like direct sun all the time. It's good once in a while, but not all the time. And I'm not going to start napping, like I said before, until everyone that expects the napping leaves. Jay released an ebook on finding napping stone. I'm going to check it out. Jay Valente, you released an ebook? Don't go back to Texas, Patrick. I'm not going back to Texas. No. Just to visit. I'm going to visit in October. And I'm going to Arkansas, too, in October. Hey, Jared's here. No liking direct sun is mighty white of you. Yeah, that too. If you hadn't noticed. Okay, so. Yeah, but see, it has something to do with autism too. I hate bright lights of any sort. So, I mean, it causes a lot of stress. This stupid little light right here, I can't stand it, but it makes for a good video. As an example, yeah, I don't like bright lights or bright sunlight. That's why one of the reasons why I will never go to the beach again unless I have to for the kids. Just like I did before when I was a dad. Well, I'm still a dad, but when I was a full-time dad, I went to the beach for the kids so they can experience it. They like it. Yeah. Imagine that. I hated it though. I did a lot of things in the past that I hated doing. I did for other people. But I will not do it unless those other people are around me. And they're not. So I'm not going to do it. West Texas was a rough choice then, I bet. Oh, rough is a nice way to say it. Yeah. It's like opposite. of what I would prefer to live in. Complete opposite. Yeah. But you make do with what you got. I just did the best for what I had. Yeah. Tried anyway. I wasn't that good at living in hot weather. No, I gotta admit. I wasn't good at adapting to it. Believe it or not, I got acclimated to it so that I could put up with it. But it's not fun. Let's see. Yeah, you just posted the ebook, says Jay. In a short, as a test to see if people would want it or not. Hey, if it's for Finding Stone, people want it, believe me. That way I can point to Jay's book and say, don't ask me. There's a book on it. Go over there. Just go over there. It'll make it easier for me. Yeah. Someone's sending me messages and they're popping up on the phone that's recording the video. How does that work? It's supposed to pop up on this because I've got this available, but no, it's not the right phone number. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Jared says if I never see Kalichi again, it'll be too soon. Yeah, I'm not gonna miss any of that. John Turner's here. Triple digits and 30 miles dry wind in West Texas today. I do not miss it at all. Bushy says, for a long time, I could not figure out why a guy in Texas sounded like a neighbor in New England. Yeah. Now you know. Martin Hill is here. Good morning, Pat and family. Good morning. For us, it's late at night. Well, almost late. It's like 8 p.m. exactly. Eastern time. Yeah. It's still not dark yet. Today's supposed to be the solstice, right? Is today the summer solstice? I think it is. The longest day. Texas. Turning man into jerky, says Mike Mason. Yeah, that's one way to look at it. Jesse says, too funny. I was watching a TikTok live and a dude said, Jack Crafty, please help me. I'm stuck. Got hung up on an odd-shaped rock. So who was it? On TikTok, I erased and deleted and what else did I do? I uninstalled my TikTok on all my devices. Oh, I had a subscription to it, or not a subscription, but I signed up. I finally did sign up on TikTok. The previous attempt, like 4 or 5 years ago, it didn't let me sign up. But now, I had it for about 6 months. I hated it. Yeah. If you want the wacko people, I used to think that YouTube had a weird side. It's nothing compared to TikTok's weird side. The weird side of TikTok is, highly advanced compared to the primitive weird side of YouTube. There's no comparison at all. And I just said to myself, this is going to drive me insane. Yeah, like everything else, I suppose. I did not like TikTok. I did not like it whatsoever. I'd get unsolicited not mentions, but unsolicited little videos in my feed when I tried to look up stuff. They'd give me all kinds of weird videos. Yeah. So when am I going to start napping? Let's see. Has everybody left yet that is not important because they want to see napping right away? Yeah. They left. Okay. They left. Yeah. Isn't that a little insensitive for me to say that? Isn't that insensitive? You just say people are unimportant? Yeah. Oh, well. Here we go. I got my 9-ounce bopper this time. I'm ready. Yeah. I've been beating the 6-ounce bopper to death. There's a intermediate. Is this no, it's not a 9-ounce. It's a 12-ounce or 14-ounce. What is it? It is a 14-ounce. All right, what did I say before? I don't remember. This is a 14 ounce. I'm ready. So are there any trolls in the live stream today? There's some trolls and weird stuff for sure. I guess this is on TikTok. Yeah. A lot of you guys are on TikTok. Yeah. I got all kinds of invites. Please come to TikTok because we want you over here. Really? For a long time, I was avoiding all that. Finally got on TikTok, and then the people that I knew, I didn't have any notices from them, like such and such is on or live now or whatever. They gave me all these weird influencers or something in my notices, and maybe I did not know how to set up the settings correctly, which wouldn't surprise me. But I hated it. No, so no more TikTok for me. Besides, there are too many people that were like they had victim videos and please feel sorry for me videos. What's up with that? Yeah. Too many people, please feel sorry for me videos. Yeah. Oh, that was a sweet one. Mm-hmm. Can you see? These are napping sweet across the surface on that side. What kind of material is it? Nappable material? Yeah, but if you tell me, I won't die from not knowing. I want to know, dude, because not knowing is a killer. It's worse than stage 4 cancer. Because I don't know. I can't stand it. I can't stand not knowing. Well, you gonna tell us? No, I'm not. I'm not gonna tell you. It's mystery. Besides, probably get more clicks if I have in the thumbnail mystery rock for the live stream. I'm napping mystery rock. Get a lot more views that way. Yeah. So there. That's the answer. Mystery. It's mystery rock. No, dude, you know exactly what it is. Unsubscribe. Your live streams, they stink, man. Are you gone yet? I'm waiting. You're still there, I bet you. Mr. Piggles doesn't like you either. Yeah. What else? What did I miss? TikTok is bad for our culture, says Mike Mason. Yes, it is. Smallzilla's here. Harley's here. Howdy, all the mics. Got a new big size bopper from you. Yeah, cool. Jay says, I somehow hit myself right in the eye with my copper bopper. Lucky I didn't have a black eye. That doesn't sound fun. Mike Tuff says, stay, Alan, filter your something. I don't know. Mike says, I tied one on last night and broke my thumb. That's not good. You got a broken thumb today? Let's see. Jesse says, damn, Jay, better than ramming a Clovis flute through the hand. Yeah, who rammed a Clovis flute through your hand? Did you do it, Jesse? What did you do? I had some symptoms flare up last night, flu-like symptoms. Yeah. So I got even more congestion. You don't care, I know, but I just thought I'd mention that in case I start coughing my brains out. Let's see. Jay and I cut ourselves with obsidian on the same day, says Jesse. Really? Mike Mason says, feels like I did that. Feels like I did then swing from it. Okay. Bushy says, I almost made a nice Clovis today, but I ended up with some driveway gravel. Hey, well, it's not a total loss. Yeah. Smallzilla or Harley says, I found out today while recording some glass buttes why you don't often do clear glass on video. That stuff is rough to film and gets the camera, to get the camera to focus on. Yeah, I suppose so. Although I didn't. That's not the reason why I don't like napping clear glass. Although that's probably one of the drawbacks. I can't see clear glass when I try to fish it out. If it gets stuck under my skin, I got to pull all that stuff out. I don't care how far I got to dig. I'll get the glass out, but I can't see the clear glass. So how do I do it? I have to listen and dig in with a razor blade or the X-Acto knife and until I hear a click. That's where it is. And in between wiping the blood away and poking at it with the X-Acto knife, I got to try to get it out. But if it's a type of obsidian that's opaque, I can see it. And I can squeeze and open and, there it is. And get some tweezers and, hit it exactly and pull it out. Let's see. Yeah, I didn't forget to check my email. It's just that I can't see it very well. I can see it. Well, how do I explain it? I got spam all in my email and USPS informed delivery and auto reply messages and a bunch of stuff from Amazon. And this one doesn't allow me to delete them. So I, by swiping, because I don't have my settings set up on my new phone. So I've got to actually click and delete. Click, delete. Yeah, I got to hold a finger on it. Hold on. I got to eliminate a lot of this stuff, right? That'll make it easier. Glass buttes pics. Oh, there it is. No. What is it doing? I try to look at the photos and it gives me something else. Those are nice. Dang, you shouldn't show me that whole big old patch of obsidian. It goes on forever. Turn, turn, turn. There. Put it right where my face is because that's the way you can see it. There's a river of obsidian. You shouldn't show me that. And then there's a whole field of it. Turn, 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 turn. Get rid of the glare. Look at that. There's a whole big field of it. I can't stand it. Why did you send me that? Let's see. Josiah sent me a bunch of... What? He sent me an email. Okay, let me just mark this as unread because he's going to send me some obsidian also. So let's see what else I got here. I got a new document. Yeah, okay. I got Verizon notices, whatever. I can't see what I'm supposed to be seeing. Why is Etsy sending? Okay, I ordered something from Etsy. My mistake. What did I order from Etsy? Well, actually, it's interesting because I ordered some trees, some hazelnut trees, so I can have hazel. So when people say, "Hey, you got any hazel arrow shoots?" Because it has to be hazel, 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 not the European hazel, not the this blah 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 hazel, the hazel hazel. So I bought 4 trees of the hazel. Yeah. Let's see. Otherwise, in other words, it's American hazelnut. Yeah. But I would have ordered some European hazel, but I don't think they had any at that site. Although if they do, I'll order some of that too and compare it. But Ishi the Indian made his arrows from hazel, so I think that's why there's interest in hazel shoots here in the U.S. Frodo Joe says, Pat, last week I did find 3 old liquor bottles on my land and made 3 good point necklaces. The wife will probably confiscate them all. There you go. Hey, Jesse gave me $5. Thank you. Super chat, $5. All righty. Okay, what did I miss? I need to see. Jim Cooper's here. You would definitely have a field day out at the Buttes, Patrick. You may never want to leave. Yeah, that's the thing. I was camped there forever. I can do it too. Yeah. Mike says, suddenly my phone says I'm 20 minutes behind. Oh, dang. Suddenly. I hate that when that happens. Tommy Taylor says, Harley, I started on restoring a tractor this week, so I've been watching a lot of tractor restoration videos. Dang, that's a good thing to do. Jen Akers, what the Sam Hill am I seeing? You're definitely not seeing farming, although if you want to talk about it, yeah. We can talk about anything. I'm trying to Flintnap. Okay, see? Flintnap. Flintnapping. Flintnapperama. And what in the wide world of Flintnapping is going on? That's what in the Sam Hill you're seeing. I'm assuming that you're into farming because Jen Akers sounds like it. You're not alone if that's what you're doing. Let's see. Hey, let's see. TJ's New Life is here. Hello. Jim Cooper says, we can talk about overshot technology? No. Harley says, very nice, Tommy. My grandpa took me to the local plow day where we got to use his old John Deere. My first time ever doing it. Didn't like it when got plugged with corn sticks. Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, where's Gary? Gary, if you're lurking, if you're one of those 33 people watching, better speak up. Bren says, I would just go over most of your heads. What are you talking about now? That's going over our heads. Jim says, somehow I thought that that would be your answer. Who are you talking to? Flaking question for you, Patrick. Do step fractures and hinge fractures share the same root cause, or do they occur for different reasons? Let's see. Ellen Cole, super chat, $10. Studio upgrades. Is that a hint? I need studio upgrades. You don't want to see all this anymore. I don't either. So I'm with you. Yeah. Thank you. So let's see. Step fractures and hinge fractures are the same root cause. Well, let's see. There's not just one cause for step fractures and hinge fractures. I'm trying to think here. There's various severities in these different fractures as well. So the short answer is, yeah, same root cause and very similar. Yeah. With the main difference being that instead of scooping it, a step fracture just snaps instead of scooping it out at the end. See, a hinge scoops it, the flake travels and then scoops it out and it looks abrupt. A step fracture is it flake travels and before it can fan out, it snaps. So there's a snap, an incomplete fracture, whereas a hinge is a complete fracture. It just scoops it out at the end. So same root cause, right? The flake is not flexible enough to feather out. And of course, the ending of the flake is highly unpredictable. So, the flake that should step fracture might scoop or hinge, and the flake that should hinge might step fracture. There's little subtleties that change what happens, and sometimes it's like random. Not even nature knows what's going to happen. It's so random. Hope that answers the question. It'll make you a better napper if you know exactly what the difference is. Tommy Taylor says Harley is going to an estate auction tomorrow. They have a C Farmily. What is that? Want to buy it? It doesn't run, so another project is I win it. Okay, I understood that perfectly. Jim Cooper says, thought I thought that would be your answer to my joking question, asking if we could talk about overshot technology, just testing you. Did I pass the test? Maybe, maybe not. Doesn't matter. Jay says, did you try any of that goodie bag I sent for you? Oh no, I haven't sent it. I haven't done it. The stuff you sent. I haven't tried it yet. Did I put it on video? Did I show everyone the Vermont black shirt? I hope I did. If I didn't, I got to show it to you. I'm going to make it. I'm going to make something out of it. I just haven't done it yet. Yeah, I haven't tried it yet. Mike Mason said, wait, it's a grain fumigar. What is that? Let me try to see if I can go back into chat without screwing everything up. All right. Okay, I don't understand it, so I'm going to skip stuff I don't understand. Brian Olson's here. Hey, Patrick, I sent you a box today. It should be there Tuesday. All sorts of obsidian. Awesome, cool, and fantastic. Tremendous, great, and wonderful. Thank you, thank you. Scott Lauer, hey, there's Ralph. Tommy and Brennan. Yes, the gang's all here. We're waiting for something special. So, someone say something special. I'll wait too, okay? No? Let's see. Jim Cooper says teasing, Patrick, not testing. Okay, teasing is good. I'm glad you clarified that because I would have been ticked off. Yeah. Let's see. Smallzilla says, Tommy, my grandfather has an old hit-miss motor. Okay, we're talking about equipment here. Let's see. I'm looking for questions. TJ's New Life says a farmall is a tractor. Okay, that makes sense. A farmall is a tractor. Vermont Black Church says Ralph Snyder. Yes, please. Okay, yeah, I am going to nap it one of these times. Alan says he's at the Buttes until Sunday. Lucky. Pat, what are you napping? This is Texas Road Rock Chert. These two are similar in color. I was napping this one until I rudely interrupted myself and crudely interrupted myself. Let's see what's in this one here, since we already know what's in that one. This one is a 14-ounce bopper. So, yeah, we got some not clear. That's some translucent chert that looks like it's not bad quality at all. It's road rock. I found it on the side of the road. Yeah. And many times this stuff is all broken up and not very nappable. See, it's all on this side, it's all crunchyiola. So let's see. If I knock off all that stuff, oops, already existing cracks in here. So that part came off. Why doesn't it come off when I'm testing it out in the field? Because I didn't test this one. Should have probably done it. Let's see. Let's try to knock off some pieces I can use for arrowheads. Yeah, okay. So, see that? Yeah, excellent. Yeah. See those videos that have lots of clicks? They do this. They do. I can't even do it. Yeah. They flick the flakes. There's a lot of flake flicking. Tommy Taylor, $5. Thank you. Anything money. I can use it for anything. Sweet. All right. So, yeah. They do a lot of flake flicking in these popular short videos on YouTube. Every time I try to do a flake flick, somehow it doesn't work. But anyway, it's good stuff. Is it root beer? It looks like root beer, Chert. It does, but it's not root beer. It's similar. Yeah, and this one it'll be good for an arrowhead or two. Depends on how many pieces it ends up being. Yeah, I might snap it in half. So that's the kind of flake I like because it allows me to get a good spall off of something that looks really cruddy. See how bulbous it is and chunky, and all of a sudden, pow. Yes. And then let's try to get another one that's similar. There it is. Almost as good as the last one. Yeah. So that one's really good. Yeah, this one's okay. So there you go. See? Now I can maximize 3 pieces instead of just one. I can't do that again because it's not thick enough. So I can just unturtleback it, get rid of that turtleback somehow. Maybe. I'm hitting above center line. Remember, you can hit above center line to get rid of turtlebacks. Does it take like 10 years of experience to do it? Probably. Yeah. Okay, you're not doing it. There. You can get flakes to curve over the top, but you got to hit hard. Yeah, like that. See, they'll curve over the top of the turtleback so that you can have something flatter. Yeah. But you got to beat the crap out of it. It's so annoying. But yeah, I got 3 good spalls. All right, let's get back to this one. Yeah. Ready? You're not ready? Let's see. Ross Wellman's here. He's been napping some Georgetown and some tough Texas chert. That's what you've been napping? Sounds excellent. Let's see. Brian Olson says he's headed to Yellowstone, or I'm probably coming out. Good silver up on the hill. I started a hole on the loop. What does all that mean? Are you mining for silver, or is silver sheen obsidian? Harley says, I need to get a 14-ounce bopper for Mike. My last one took a bad hit and broke the cap off. My epoxy repair is failing, so it's time to grab a new one. He makes some sweet boppers. Yes, he does. Mike Tuff says, Harley, send me an email. My email's in the channel description. I'll hook you up since your last one failed. Hey, can't get any better than that. That's a good deal. Let me move closer so I don't have to bend way over to get to the comment section. Excuse me. So Tommy Taylor says, Ralph, all the tractors, especially the old. Okay, it's a different conversation here. Harley says, here's a question for you, Patrick. Harley asks questions. It's excellent. You guys need to look at what Harley does and follow his lead. Ask me questions. How do I know when my hoard of flakes that are curved and triangular has become too large? It never gets too large. You should know that. No stash, no stack, no pile is ever too large for any of us flint nappers. So you'll never know. I don't know. If I look at a big, huge mound of curved flakes, I go, ooh, treasure. Some people don't though. Like Jim Cooper, he'll send you twice the weight of flakes as a solid rock that's large. He's looking for large rocks. So I guess when he looks at a big pile of curved flakes, he doesn't see treasure like I do. Yeah, like the saying goes. Let's see. Jay says the flicking flakes. I gotta try that trick. Yeah, try it. It's good for a lot of clicks. You know, you get lots of clicks from the flicks. Yeah. Just watch what's the channel's name? His name's Will, right? What's his channel's name again? November South. Just look at the way he does it. Let's see. Jim Cooper says he just subbed Mike Tubbs' channel. Yay. Awesome. Bopper abuse. Yeah, there's always bopper abuse. Bushy says, show me how to get 3 pieces from one obsidian or dacite. Save me a few bucks a rock. Yeah. You just got to hit it really, really hard. That's the secret. Jim Cooper says, when you're dealing with a round cobble like that, I like to take a more blade core approach till I get it thinned down more. I get more out of the little pieces that way. Yeah, you're maximizing it for the length of the piece. Is that what you're saying? Blade core approach. Okay, so a blade core, when you talk about a blade core, I suppose you take a rock like this, knock off a portion of the top of the triangle, I guess, and then take blades off. But when I do that, I get small blades. You know, I get these little blades like that. So I really can't do much with those compared to what I can do with that. Unless I have a big old rock, then I can take some good blades off. But yeah, if I take blades off like this, I end up with thin things, and if they're curved, they're not very long. I can't get long pieces out of it. But that's just me. I suppose I could be more careful about getting blades. Yeah, when they break in half, it doesn't help. But yeah, if I get blades, a lot of times they're too curved for a long piece. See how it's kind of wavy too. What kind of chert is this? This is the kind that you are not to ask about because I don't know. I just know that it naps. It naps okay. It's more road rock. I got a whole bucket right there. There's a 5-gallon bucket back here that I gathered 2 years ago from Texas, and I haven't gotten into it yet. See, I got these kind of things. So, like on this piece, I can't really get much from the blades. So what I do is I just try to knock off big spalls. You know, like that. Yeah, big spalls. Like that. Yeah. See, it makes you laugh like a villain when you can get big spalls. Yeah, don't ask me what that rhymes with. No. Hey, there's the one I could maximize. Yeah. I can maximize the key. Maximizerize. I don't know what to call it. I can call it anything I want. because it seems to be a trend in flintnapping. You can invent your own flintnapping terms. Yeah, make yourself sound smart. All right, so I'm going to try to knock off a big spall, like I was saying before. Somewhere. Here we go. Ready? I'm ready. Let's see if it did it. Well, I knocked the microphone around a little bit. All right, what did I do? I hit right there somewhere. I'll show you. Right there. Yeah, hit it right there. So what is that? Is that a blade? It's kind of curved, so it's called a stinky spall because it's too curved. But that's the kind of thing I like to do. I don't really like it when it gets curved like that. I'd rather have a thicker spall. Obviously. Let's see if I can do it. Ready? Yeah, it's still thin. Let's try to get a thick one. Let me see. Yes? Well, almost. It's kind of good. It's still a little bit too curved, though. There's a name for this kind of core also. When you take flakes off like that. Because I'm not going around a circle on top of the core itself. I'm just skimming them off of one side. There's different classifications among the archaeologists. Oh no, that's not good. It came loose and it ruined it. It looks like there was an incipient in there. Yeah, from a previous hit. Let's see if I can knock off another big spall. It's not going to be easy. It's going to depend upon luck. Yeah, it didn't do it. Just kind of crushed it. Let's see. Well, that one was a overshot right there. Hey, what are you trying to do to me? I tried to get a spall off of it, and I ended up breaking it, overshooting it. All right, so that didn't maximize the length on that one. Hold on. I'm trying to knock some big old chunks off that I can use for arrowheads. There it is. That'll get the overshot people excited, but none of them are watching, so what did I do? I just hit that square edge right there. It went to the other side, took off some of the other side. But it gives me a fairly good spall. We could try it again. So I hit it on the square edge, like that. Took some off the other side. Let's see. You can see it this way. See that? Took off some of the other side. That's okay if I don't care about that side. I'm going to have to start caring about it pretty soon. But that's the start of the blade on that one. Yeah. Okay. What about this one? Let's see. I hit it right there. You got to do the No, yes. Let's see. I don't know. There's no good spots, really. Overshot. And it broke into several pieces. So here it is. Do you see how I did it? Yes? Now you can do it? Yeah. There's one good piece in there. I don't know. That one's kind of tricky. Let's see. I could try blades like this now, go around the circle, but I'm not going to get very much. The biggest they're going to be is like that big, maybe an inch and something. They won't be as big enough to make an arrowhead of that size. If I go around taking pieces off, but I can get an arrowhead out of that if I take some more this way, which is not the typical core reduction technique. Unless I'm doing it. That's how I reduce my cores. So that one's, I can get a similar size arrowhead out of it from this piece here. But I couldn't get it from the side of the core. As an example, these are just little pieces, but they're kind of straight, which is good. The straighter they are, the better. But now what do I do with this? I don't know. Let's just knock off all the nasty parts. You might say they're all nasty. Yeah, that's true. They are all nasty because it's very crumbleaceous, as I like to say. Let's see. Ooh, there's a big old turtleback on there. Big old lump on the bottom. Okay, hold on. Before I strike it with a tremendous amount of angst. There, I took that. The lowest part there on that side and just really, really struck it hard. And I managed to take off a lot of that lump. So it's getting flatter. So I just look for another low spot. Take that off and keep going. I got that one, which is a similar size to that arrowhead. It's not quite. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get one that size, but close. And that had a natural crack in it. So it came apart right there. So this one is not very useful, but I can probably use that one, even though it's got some defects in there. It might have some other issues in other places, but I can, reduce it down some more. Right. Everything's clear as mud. I'm flattening it, and I can use some of these. Take off big chunks. See, in here, it's got like a little piece of sand or hardened material that's not stone in there. See that? That's like a 65 million year old dinosaur turd. Yeah. Right in the middle of the rock. Yes. That's why I'm foreign, because the little dinosaur took a little turd and a bunch of stuff formed around it. I don't know. Who knows what that is? Yeah. But it's just annoying is what it is. See that little hole in there? It was filled with some kind of sand or dirt. 65 million year old dirt. Or whatever it is. Yeah, okay. So all the rocks are very similar. I got a bunches of them. These are all road rocks I found on the side of the road. Yeah. What am I missing? Are you guys talking about anything important? No, dude, we just hang out for no reason. We got nothing important to say. I'll look at the chat in a minute. Yeah. Well, I hit the microphone. Let me do this. I gotta check the microphone every so often to make sure it's at the correct position. Every time I hit the microphone, it gets too close to my mouth and I end up puffing into it. All right. I hit the microphone with my mallet by accident. Let's see, what did I miss? Oh, I didn't miss too much, hopefully, unless this is not working right. Oh, it's not working right. What did I miss? Let's see. Smallzilla says, I had a question about some strange mag. What does that mean? Jim Cooper says, makes a good spoke shave. Yeah, some of these make good spoke shaves, these flakes. Let's see. Anyone see Gary or Don lately? See, Gary comments as Don. I haven't seen him lately. Let's see. Yeah, Mike Mason got the joke about the big spalls. Let's see here. Rock puppets, says Alan Cole. Yeah, I'm in the process of making some puppets. By the way, just in case you are new, you might not know what I'm up to. One of the things I am working on is puppets to make the channel a little bit more interesting. Maybe add some more humor. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how they work out. It's on my list. Jim Cooper says, I got tons of flakes like that. Yeah, everybody does. I believe it. Let me see here. Okay. I'm looking for your question about some strange mag there, Harley. So I'm going until 10 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so we got an hour and 15 minutes left. You sent the question earlier. Send it again. Let's see. Oh no, you didn't send it earlier. Okay. Mike says, put a hook on it called a spoon blade and give it to Ralph to catch some muskie. Oh, you can make a spoon a fish lure out of these. Yeah, that might be interesting. I still got to make some guitar picks. That's on my list too. When I'm going to do it, I don't know. Okay, here's the question. Harley says, Patrick, I got a question about some strange mahogany obsidian. The flakes aren't smooth and almost have a crinkled paper-like texture to them. Any idea why some obsidians are smoother than others? Yeah, I have a little bit of an idea. The slower it cools, the better in some cases. Although, in general, obsidian cools pretty fast. In order to form obsidian, the magma has to cool pretty fast. But there's a little sweet spot where if it cools not too fast, not too slow, it ends up being very high-grade obsidian. I can't remember if it breaks up or becomes like that texture you were talking about, if it takes too long to cool down or if it cools down too quick. It has to do with cooling, okay? And sometimes it has to do with the mineral content. Depends on what minerals are in it. It'll give you a funny type of flaking. Yeah, new type of lure you can use. Maybe curved flakes. Maybe. I never thought of that one until you guys mentioned that right now. Jesse says, I was watching a newbie napper on live. Dude was telling him what to do a little too much. He replied, dude, stop being a rock blocker. Yeah. I see what you did. Yeah. Man, Patrick, doing the funny mouth thing with the rocks make me think of those folks who find the natural effigies. Really? Harley, that reminds you of the people who find these natural effigies or the, what do you call it, geofacts? They're normal stones. I mean, not normal. They're natural stones, but they look like they could have been tools. So they post their tool collection of rocks that they found. They're actually natural occurring rocks that might be confused with tools, but they swear by it. They're actually tools from thousands of years ago. No, they're called geofacts. Yeah. So the rock mouth puppets, they remind you of the geofacts. Gee, thanks, man. Jim says, Smallzilla, it's a matter of how the obsidian cooled in the minerals present. Yeah, see, Jim knows. When it cools, it can also be exacerbated by frost fracture in between flows or cracks already in the obsidian. Or fire damage can also cause it. Interesting. Ralph Snyder says, hello again, folks. I was face snapping some barbecue chicken thighs and Amish potato salad. Sounds awesome. Scott says, I don't ever like doing an overshot. I hate doing it. Yeah, join the club. Yeah, let's start a hate overshot club. I would join it in a second. Very interesting. Thanks, Jim. I got some spiderweb obsidian here. My goodness, it's so beautiful. Yeah, I did an unboxing video. I think it's public. I hope I pushed the right buttons. And I have some spiderweb obsidian in the unboxing from Jim. Let's see. Jim says, oh, Patrick, I have a real question about overshot. Hopefully I can articulate it well enough. When you have a square edge and you take a flake that crosses the piece that takes off some of the squared edge but doesn't go so deep as to lose any surface area on the blade. Do you still consider it an overshot? Even though it did not decrease the surface area of the face of the piece? No, I don't consider that an overshot. Let's say I got a square edge that's really square, like 90 degrees, so that it doesn't matter how far the flake travels, you're not going to lose any width. It's not an overshot. An overshot removes part of the other side. So an overshot always decreases the width. Always. That's an overshot. It decreases the width. In my book, it maybe not in the archaeological texts, but in my book, an overshot is an overshot if it removes some of the other side and decreases the width. Both conditions must be met. It must travel completely across and remove some width to be an overshot. Otherwise, it's just a regular flake removal. Yeah. Although some people might put in those regular flake removals as overshots, but they don't produce the same kind of result. The danger in overshots is mainly the reduction in width. If there's no reduction in width, like this one here, a lot of people just call those coast-to-coast flakes. There's no reduction in width. Okay? So what I did was, I hit it on this side. It went all the way to the other side, but it didn't reduce the width of the piece. And some people call those coast-to-coast flakes. Yeah, that's not an overshot. So that one didn't go across. Let's see. I gotta be careful with this because I'm not sure. I gotta preserve the the size and the width, the length and the width. Can you see what I'm doing? I moved a little closer. This is a higher grade shirt. So far, this is the highest grade piece. The flakes are coming off super easy. I mean, it's not easy to hit it just right, but they're coming off with not much effort in terms of the amount of energy required. Yeah. This is some high grade stuff, this particular piece. So that's what I normally label as HQR if I have something to label it with. HQR, high quality raw. So I set these aside, tried to set them aside. All this is raw stone. This is a high grade raw stone. I don't know where to put it. Yeah. Where's the other pieces? This is one of the, this is the coast to coast flake. That's high grade raw. This other stuff is mainly mid grade. Yes, yeah. Most of it's mid grade. I might classify these three pieces as high grade raw, the ones from earlier. So I'll put that because it's predictable, relatively predictable. Okay, so I need to keep that separate. What else here? Ralph Snyder says, Smallzilla, I've seen those channels where the person sees animal effigies. It's so funny. Yeah. It's funny up to a point, and then you go, dang, change the channel quick. Ross Wellman says, dang, Patrick, some serious napping tonight. Good fun. I'm glad you think so. I'm glad these are helpful. These live streams with nappings. The microphone must be at 56.2 degree angle. Yeah, I got to make sure this space here has to be consistent between the microphone tip and my mouth. And it can't be too low because then it will also be a hazard for napping, because I'll sometimes hit the microphone with the mallet or the bopper, like I just did a little while ago. So not only do I have to have it away from my mouth, but it's got to be compressed in this direction. So that way, and then that way. Yeah, like that. But it doesn't stay that way. Yeah, so I end up bumping into it with my shirt or the bopper or something. I annoy myself when I watch my videos. Ralph Snyder says he likes the rock puppets. Yeah, I like them too. And the 56.2 degrees, if you don't know what that means, it's a long-standing inside joke on the channel. So don't worry. Don't worry. 44 people watching. I bet you there's 20 people that don't know what the 56.2 degrees means. Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry. You'll get it eventually. Let's see. Peter says, I missed the door prize, didn't I? Yeah, you the time zones don't line up for you, apparently. Yeah. Oh, dang, I missed a bunch of chat. Hold on. Alan Cole says, Patrick, do you want Rainbow Obsidian or should I send Tufts and Sal some more? Rainbow Obsidian. Did you already send me some? If you already sent me some Rainbow Obsidian, send it to Mike and Sal. Yeah, they will love it. Yep. If you already sent me some, I think you have already. Yeah. But thanks for the offer. Yes. Jesse says, I work a lot of obsidian. Why risk taking off half the side of my biface with an overshot? True. Messes up too many. Sometimes I still do it by accident, but not trying to do it. Yeah. Same with the old time nappers. Jim Cooper says, okay, that clarifies something for me when I had one of our discussions. I see. Talking about overshots, yeah. Jim says, so knowing that I would not call what I was referring to as overshot technology as such by that definition. So we are more in agreement than I originally thought. Okay, cool. Let's see. Ralph says, rainbow obsidian, yes, please. Jim says, I got lots of rainbow obsidian flakes I'll trade. Hey, there you go. Even some slabs. Anyone wants rainbow obsidian? Apparently we have lots in the comment section available. Jim says, I think that's how I labeled the pastelite I sent you. Yeah. It's in the previous video to this video. I did an unboxing from you, Jim. So the pastelite, I showed everyone that pastelite and the chalcedony, they were kind of boxed together, right? Very cool stuff. I had not seen it before, the pastelite stuff. I don't know if I mentioned that in the video, but I had not seen pastelite before. Coast to coast is also a term I use in hockey, says Ralph. Really? Interesting. Alan Cole says, I'm heading over to the meeting, Bill Taylor at his camp. I'll lose reception. Be back later. Okay. Yeah, say hi to Bill Taylor. There's a couple of Bills in the comment section, usually. 52 people watching. Awesome. Ralph, since I think you know how something about hockey, do you know a hockey player named Guy Lafleur? Scott Lauer says, Jesse, exactly that. It tends to be accident with me these days, and it doesn't help one bit on a nice blade. I hate losing width like that. Yeah, talking about overshots. Very true. All right, let's see. I'm going to start with the ending of the chat and then work backwards. Okay. Smallzilla or Harley says, Rainbow Obsidian is my favorite. Triple flow is right under it. I love the clarity of it. I did have a piece with a small white super hard pebble inside. I joked about it being a diamond. Jim says, just to be clear, the pastelite and chalcedony is all the same place, even in the same rock. They blend together in a lot of the rock. Okay, so it's essentially the same material, geologically speaking. I see. Very good. Very good clarification there. Tommy Taylor says, 52 watching and only 30 likes. Yeah, what's up? Yeah, let's see. Okay, so we're talking about hockey and a lot of this. All right, Smallzilla asks me, Patrick, you should give us an update on the furry friends you've made. I've been loving seeing the cat and the skunks. Anything exciting happening? Taught any of them any tricks? Teach them to find rocks for you? No tricks, no fancy stuff. No exciting stuff. The fox is coming around more now. Yeah, we have a gray fox. I scared him last night, him or her, because I didn't see it, and I looked around the house, but it was right there around the corner of the house, just waiting on a skunk to finish eating. I throw the cat food now on the lawn and spread it around so that the skunks don't fight over the cat food bowl like they were. And the fox now waits to get some cat food as well. Yeah. So I have the fox on video. But the fox is afraid of the skunks. So he gives them a lot of room and lets them do what they want. That's the latest update. Let's see here. Okay, Jim says, I would say that when I labeled them that way, I meant high quality for the material on average, not overall. I think I forgot to specify that. Oh, yeah. High quality for the material. So high grade, whatever the material is, like high grade pastelite, right? Or high grade chalcedony. When I label something high grade raw myself, it's in general. So it could be anything, right? So if Some stone is usually, like, sometimes I'll find a stone that's usually mid grade, but if it naps up in the range of other high grade materials, I'll just label it high grade raw, and it'll be like a 7 or 8 or 9 in terms of nappability. That's how I label mine. So it's a good distinction to know that you label yours according to the stone itself. So for, like, let's say quartzite, for quartzite, if you label it high grade raw, it's high grade raw for that particular type of quartzite, not in general. Yeah. But with me, I like to label it in general. So when I look at something, I don't have to know what it is. I just know that it naps well from what I would call a high grade or high quality material. Yeah. I have to make it easy on myself. I have to keep it simple or I mess up. All right. Let's see. Where's Keith? Yeah, where did Keith go? Yeah, we're down to 45 viewers. So they looked and they looked, they saw, and they unsubscribed. I think I got a bunch of viewers because it's Friday night and they're just scrolling. Yeah. What did you think about the petrified wood? Pretty nice stuff as far as napping quality. Yeah, some of that petrified wood was outstanding. I would consider that high quality raw for sure. Some of it was heat treated. I forget which ones were heat treated. Mike says he has Hooters cards. I didn't know they make Hooters cards. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, where's Keith usually talks about the marbles he makes. True. Wait a second here. Getting into collecting cards. I have never collected cards. Scott Lauer says, I've been given a big lump of triple flow obsidian to try and get a blade from. I think it's from Yellowstone. Interesting. Jim Cooper says, the only thing I sent that I heat treated was one piece of pastelite. Okay, that answers that question. Where's Keith the Marlboro man? Yeah, where did he go? He forgot it's Friday. He's usually one of the first ones here. Mike says, I have some doubles, Patrick, if you want some of the Hooters cards. No, it's okay. Yeah. I don't ever collect cards, and don't send me any pics of you know what. Yeah. Not that I wouldn't enjoy seeing. I just don't want to. I don't want to encourage the practice. Let's see. Jim says, did you try to put a magnet on that glassy hematite yet? No, I didn't have a magnet available, or I would try it. Yeah, Brennan says owls. Are you talking about owls? No, we're not talking about owls. Trying to be funny, I suppose. Yeah, Red Eyed Patriot's not here either. We're missing these guys. Where'd they go? Yeah, Brennan says, finally something Patrick draws a line on. Owls. Yeah. That's funny. Yeah. So what am I going to nap now? Let's see. Yeah, we could talk about all kinds of stuff on the live streams. But I do draw a line somewhere. Yeah. Yeah, because we got kids watching sometimes. All right, let's see. Ed Gould says he's fashionably late. Yeah, 1 hour. That's pretty fashionable. Let's see. Actually, there are some pretty cool baseball cards, says Mike Tufts. Allen and Ginter made my made by Top's new profile famous Indians and some of the other sets. Yeah, I wouldn't know anything about that. Yeah, I have absolutely no idea. I don't follow sports either. I don't follow anything that can get addictive like that. Yeah, I got enough stuff to be worried about than to get addicted to sports and video games and other things like that. First time touching elevates, says Brennan. It's really, really high grade. Okay, first time touching elevates at all, or any really high grade Burlington. So you did get some of that high grade Burlington and elevates? That sounds awesome. Let's see. You got an original Babe Ruth card at a garage sale, says Frodo Joe. That's one thing also that's kind of addicting that I haven't gotten into is going to yard sales. I probably should. They got a bunch of them out here. There it is. I was hoping for just a flat flake, but I got an overshot on that one. It didn't take off too much of that other side, which is good. Yeah. Not too bad. Big old flake. Oops, we're losing some of the video. No? Yeah, the video's acting up. See that? I got a spot of crystal. I got an inclusion right there, which might mess things up. We'll see. I'm out of the frame. The video's messing up and I'm out of frame. Let's see. Yeah, Mike says getting an original Babe Ruth card at a garage sale is crazy. Oh, yes. Oh, let's see. What is this? Ed says, dang, refrigerator quit on us? It's on its last legs? You're talking about your refrigerator? Mike says, yeah, the kids these days can make a sailor blush, though. Wish my nephew was around to prove it. Yeah, that's true. I mean, the stuff kids watch these days. Yeah. I don't know. All right, so I'm just thinning this down now. It doesn't take much. When it's high grade raw, this is fairly high grade except for the defects. If it wasn't for the defects, this would be high quality raw. Yeah. Because it doesn't require much energy to nap this stuff. And the edges, they can support these long flakes. Sometimes the edge, no matter how much you abrade or prepare the platforms, there's always a little bit of crushing going on, which limits the flake travel in many cases. Not all cases, but in many cases, the crushing will mess you up. Some materials you just can't get around it. It crushes, but you can still get some long flakes. It just requires a little bit more finesse, getting used to the stone and being very persnickety. I feel like this is snap and half-ish type stuff. So I'm not going to go too thin with it. It's already pretty good. Let's see. Yeah, this is the stage where I could snap it anytime. So opportunistically removing flakes. If I don't see any good spots to hit, it usually means there's weak spots everywhere. So I'll knock off the weak spots. And then grind down spots that I'm thinking of hitting. I should probably switch to indirect percussion right about now when it gets like that thin. Let's see. Can we see what's going on? I gotta back up. All right, here we go. I need to dress this. Hold on. It's too pitted and lumpy. All right, so we're down to 38 viewers. They got embarrassed when I talked about 50 some odd viewers. I embarrassed them. They left. They go, dang, he knows I'm watching it, so I gotta go. I can't see who's watching. I just know the number of people watching. I suppose that's everyone sees that too. Yeah. It seems like right around the 1 hour mark is when most people are tuned in anyway. Have I used an abrader yet? Yeah, just now. I don't use it very much on the initial reduction. Don't need it. I'll use it a little bit. That's a good question. Some people are flabbergasted that I don't use the abrader until later on. Flabbergasted. Yeah. I have to use it once I start using the indirect percussion, because if I don't, it's just going to crush the edge. The force is concentrated so much with indirect percussion that you have to strengthen the edge or hit on a strong part. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, the flakes are starting to get sticky. Which means they're not feathering. More grinding. Yep. Okay. Yeah, a little bit better. Okay. I hit the microphone. It's distracting. I can tell when I hit the microphone. It affects the napping. So I have to hold the mallet in a slightly different way, which affects the napping. But at least it didn't mess me up. That one flake, I wanted that one. That one was important. That one was important as well. See, goes past halfway, thins it down. and I get a bold flake. Yeah. I don't want to go too thin with this because this is the kind of stuff that snaps in half. Yeah. It's translucent. It's got nice translucency to it. There it goes. See that? It's pretty cool stuff. But it can be temperamental, which means it'll start acting up. Once it gets thin, the flakes will start getting sticky, which means the terminations aren't feathering. And it can snap. It can overshoot. Just because of the ease at which these flakes are traveling. Sometimes, good flake travel can be a double-edged sword. Yeah. It traveled so good, it traveled all the way to the other side and took some off. Yep. Oh, dang, that didn't go anywhere. That's not good. Here I am talking about it going really well. That one didn't go anywhere. I crushed it. That one that I said didn't go anywhere, it crushed and stepped right there near the edge. Yeah, that's a step fracture. And I thought it was going to travel. Yeah. I was confident and happy and everything. But no. Does being confident and happy affect the napping? Yeah, usually it affects it in a good way. But apparently, even with a good attitude, it didn't do it. Yeah, story of my life. I have a good attitude, but it never does it. Maybe you think you have a good attitude. No, my attitude is beautiful. Shut up. Yep. Yeah, compared to everyone else on the internet, the little crybabies, their attitude's not that bad. Yeah. Compared to most people, well, I shouldn't say most people, but compared to the people who contribute a lot to the internet, their contribution is a lot of times very negative. Yeah. We all know that. Yeah. Just gotta vent sometimes. So negative. And they think being negative makes them somehow cooler. Yeah. They used to call it being hip back in the old days. They think they're more hip by being negative, condescending, dismissive. Kind of like what I do. But no, I can only spend a short amount of time now online looking at comments. Oh, my goodness. Comment sections are getting less and less valuable. They used to be pretty valuable because, people will say what you're afraid to say. People will notice what you didn't notice. Like, wait a minute, I didn't even notice that. But after you get over all that and you figure out, how to do research, what to notice, you will look at stuff in the background, you understand people's personalities, you understand what they're looking at online, so you know where they're coming from. You understand all that now, so there really isn't much to learn from comments anymore. Not talking about you guys. Your comments here are a lot different. Yeah, than the majority on the internet. Yes. That's one good thing about a live stream like this. Yes, I enjoy this quite a bit. Except when it does that, look, I step fractured it all the way down trying to get rid of that. If that's a story of your life, then I got to show you how to get rid of it from the other side. Yeah, that's the only way to do it. Now, let's see. Are there any questions that I missed? Bren says, I would highly suggest anyone new getting some eyes, one, and experienced napper in person ASAP. It makes a difference. I just couldn't understand the concept of how hard I needed to hit until I did. Very true. I got invited to a Facebook Arizona Nappers page, said Jesse. So hopefully we will have a nap in sometime in Arizona. That'd be awesome. Some people are going to Arizona. Let's see. Bushy says Patrick is busy now. He's making a high-end point, going to eat T-bone next week. Yeah. I eat T-bone whenever I can. I don't usually do it. Yeah. Lately, what did I? Oh yeah, I've been eating some pickled herring. I've been spending my money on pickled herring, which is one of my favorites. But I don't eat it that often because something in it makes my head spin. I think it's the wine sauce, right? It's not heavy duty wine or anything as far as alcoholic content, but something makes my head spin. But it's one of my favorites, the pickled herring. Yeah. So I've been spending my money on that. See, with T-bones, it's too much work. I got to cook it up just right. Or I'm not doing the steak justice. So scratch what I said about hitting it from the other side. There's a big old concrete patch right in the middle. Yeah. I don't know what I'm going to do. That's why it's step fracturing. I don't know if I'll be able to blast it out of there. Oh, I think it might have done it. Okay, I hit it like from right there going up into this area. I'm holding it there so it doesn't drop out, but look. Beautiful. I snuck up in behind the step fractures by hitting it. Turn, move, point. Hitting it up in this direction. I was able to sneak up on that side of the step fracturing. Now what's left? I might be able to knock that off like this. A little bit. Kind of, sort of. Maybe. Sometimes. Yeah, it's still there. Sometimes I can hit the face of that step fracture and knock it out, but not this time. But I scooped a bunch of it. It's starting to develop a curve. Now I got to try to straighten it. But you can still see it's got a nasty bit of concrete. Luckily, I don't have to go much thinner than that. All right. Let's try to pick out that remnant of a step fracture. Did it do it? Partially. Little bit left right there. Just a little bit. What is in there? I might not be able to get that because it's a little booger in the stone. What did I miss? Oh yeah, that reminds me. I've got some Tallahassee quartzite I need to be napping. So Jesse says, trying the Patrick carnivore diet. I've been having too much joint inflammation lately. Yeah, go on the elimination diet or carnivore diet. When I eliminated what made me sick, I ended up with the carnivore diet. Yeah. Let's see. Jim says quartzite is 1,000 times better for nappers than Tucson quartzite. It's all about the big rough rock for basement prices. Cut and polished pieces are there too, but are a minority. Plus, year-round rock shop has a section of material specifically for flint nappers. Where is this? Fertile Joe says, Patrick, you grew up in New Hampshire. Lobster should be once a week for you. Yeah, I wish. They do have lobster at a pretty good price here locally, but I don't know. Maybe I should. Yeah, it's true. I had a lot of lobster growing up, and we didn't even think about it. It was like, Mom, what's that noise in the kitchen? It was like a weird hissing sound, and I'm just making lobster, Patrick. Oh, okay. It always makes that funny noise. Yeah, you drop the lobster in the boiling water alive, and they make this hissing sound. Yeah. Yeah, pretty cruel, I know, but that's the way you cook them. Yep, yep. And I think the hissing sound is also from the steam escaping or whatever. All right, I'm trying to get this straightened out here. So I'm working on the base. Got to get that line straight from tip to base, and then I can figure out where I need to focus to thin it down. How much time I got? 30 minutes. All right. Not bad, not bad. I need to get some lobster. I got the butter already in the fridge. Sounds good. Too late tonight because the store closes at 8 p.m. It's so weird. And they put the lobster away sooner than that. I've got to go before 5 p.m. to get the lobster. Yeah, they don't keep those guys out all day. All right, let's see. I hit the microphone. But luckily it didn't interfere with the flake travel. So I'm thinning it down slowly but slowly. Because there's never a surely. There's never slowly but surely in Flintnapping. It's always slowly but slowly. We don't know for sure what's going to happen. All righty? All right. Get it? Understand it? I get it, but I hate it. Yeah, me too. Yeah, just something you got to live with. The unpredictability. Okay, I'm getting close to quitting on this one. I'm going to know when to say that's it. What did I miss? Oh, it's the chat is getting away from me, and I'm not even seeing the end of it right now. Mike Mason says, my brother loves pickled herring. I couldn't get it past my nose. Yeah, it's an acquired taste. Yeah. Ralph Snyder says, pickled herring, yes, please. Well, there's someone else that likes it. Mike Mason says, man, that looks like some stuff I found in Texas. Well, that's where I found this. So that makes sense. This is, you find a lot of this in Texas. Yeah. Some people call it Pedernales chert, but this was not found anywhere near the Pedernales River. Yeah. I'm trying to think here. Where did I find this? I can't remember if I found this in Central Texas or in West Texas. Or, see, I can't remember if this is Edwards Plateau chert or Callahan Divide chert. It's probably Edwards Plateau. Yeah, but I don't know for sure. That's not supposed to happen. I'm not supposed to be dropping it on the other rocks. Nope. Luckily, it's not that fragile. Or it would have been in 2 or 3 pieces right now. It's step fracturing. This is what happens when it starts to get thin. See the step fracturing right there near the edge? It's starting to get thin and flat, which means step fractures are imminent. Just work on the other side. Yeah. Switch sides. Not like that. Yeah, like that. Come back to that step fracture later. I can't see it very well because of the lighting. No, didn't do it. Dang it. I'm going to do a direct attack on that step fracture. I shouldn't do it. Okay, I think it might have worked. It almost took it off. It was right there. Down. I got the lower half removed, but that little booger is still there. So I ended up minimizing it. I still don't know what I'm going to do about this step fracture that was here. It still has a remnant. It's a little booger in front of that concrete. Yeah, it's a tough one. I don't know. Dead air. I cannot have any dead air on the live streams. I forget. Yeah, I'm focusing on that, on these obstacles. Yeah, I don't know. They're not that easy. Once it starts getting thin, they get more and more difficult. Even with high-grade stone. Dang it. What am I going to do? I don't know. I hit the microphone. That one messed me up that time I hit the microphone. All right, what do? I shift my head this way and then hit it? That's going to mess me up no matter what I do. Okay, that was lucky. Very lucky. I tried that 3 times. The first 2 times I hit the microphone or something similar. And the third time I made sure I didn't hit anything. See, when I hit the microphone, I don't strike like I should. I lose a little bit of the focus on the strike. And just a little bit of difference makes all the difference. It's a subconscious reaction. It's like a flinch. You can train yourself to not flinch. I've trained most of it out, but it still happens. And even a little bit of difference makes a big difference. Even if I take out 90% of that flinch, that 10% left can make a lot of difference. Okay. I gotta make sure I don't hit that. Yeah, it goes much smoother if there's no interference. Oh, see. Yeah, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty. I'm getting these step fractures now in the center. That means it's getting too thin for what I want to do. Yeah. The flakes need a convex surface, so if it gets too flat, they start doing that. Oh well. If the surface gets too flat, the flakes don't like it. On most materials. Some materials you can get away with it. But not on this one. I don't know. It's going to be luck if I get the thing I'm trying to get. If I end up getting it, it's going to be luck. I did a direct attack on that step fracture in front of that concrete. Let's see if I can pick that out now. Because now there's a step that I can get in there and pick it. Let's see, I've got almost 15 minutes, or a little bit more than 15 minutes. Let me finish this up a little bit more, and then I'll get to the chat. This is my pick. This is the heavy-duty one. All right, because I got another one I can pick it with, but it's too thin. It's for notching. Yeah, see that? Too thin. So let's see if I can put this right on the face of that step fracture and pop it out of there. Ooh, did it do it? It did most of it. It took out most of it. See that? It's still a step fracture in front, though. If I cover my face, it focuses. But I was able to push on the face of that step fracture and pop out most of that lump. There was a lump there. That might be the best I can do. Mm-hmm. I hate to admit. Let's try it on the other. Yeah, it's not conducive. This particular rock is a little bit soft. I tried to pop those 2 strip fractures out. It was okay, but it's still pretty steppy. So I don't want to go thinner than this on this particular material. Yeah, it is more translucent now. Yeah, very nice. Cool. All right, so what did I miss? I didn't miss too much. Cool. Let's see. Outcast Metal is here. I missed your entrance. Let's see. Jesse says I still need to head to Burrow Creek. Where's that? Jim Cooper knows where Burrow Creek is, or he knows his way around it. Very good. There you go. Oh, that's where you got the pastel light. Okay. Mike says, messed up on how lobster used to be the poor man's food. Yeah, it used to be. We used to be able to get clams and lobsters and mussels for cheap. Now they're all very expensive. Even the mussels are expensive these days. Let's see. All right, let me try to catch up with the chat here. Texas Church, let the adventure begin. Sounds like a t-shirt, says Ralph. Jesse says, okay, guys, heading to a wedding. Sorry, I have to bounce out early. This was at 9:30, 15 minutes ago. Dang it. Great live, Patrick. Thank you. We'll see you later, Jesse. So then that's when Lance from Outcast Metal started commenting. What's up? Peter Cohn is here in Louisiana. We have a itty-bitty mini brackish lobsters, also known as mud bugs. Awesome. I think I've heard of those. Actually. Martin Hill is here. Let's see. I'm trying to catch up here. John Turner says, what's the difference between Edwards Plateau and Callahan Divide Church? Not much. But the main difference is just where you find it. You know, Callahan Divide Church is west of the Edwards Plateau. It's pretty much the same. I can't say for sure what the main difference is. It's pretty much the same stuff. Some of it is exactly the same as, like some of the Callahan Divide Church is exactly the same as the Edwards, and some of it's totally different. So it varies. Yeah. For me, the main difference is the Callahan Divide Church is easier for me to get. Yeah. There's less development in those areas, and there's more dirt roads. Yeah. But on the other hand, in Central Texas, there's a lot of road work, so sometimes you can find chert piled up before they actually pave it. They'll remove a bunch of it and stack it up. Like they'll cut into the side of the road, or they'll cut down into the road bed before they apply more material, and they'll pile that stuff up on the side as they're building the road. And then when they're not there, you can just pull over in a safe area and then walk to the place where they've plowed a bunch of that chert and grab some. Yeah. I've done that before. It's not that common, but it can be done. So I try attacking that lump from the back side. Just that, okay, down. Right here, there's a step fracture. I tried hitting it from this side. Turn that way. It just stopped at the concrete. Yeah. And I'm starting to, again, put a curve in it. I tried. Yeah, it didn't work. Let's see. It didn't work because you didn't do it right. Yeah. Yeah, I can't get it. Tried another flake from the backside. It terminated too quickly. I'm aiming for that step fracture right there. So I hit it from this side. I tried to get it, but I'm taking too much risks near the tip. Yeah. So now I got to take the curve out, or the beginnings of the curve. It's not completely curved yet. It's not going to do it. No. Okay, I got to stop. I got to call it good. Just too many inconsistencies. Here we go. Let's see if we can make it thinner. Yes. So it's a good grade material. I can do thinning flakes. It's just the little persnicketies that I'm having trouble with. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to mess with it anymore. I mean, I do want to mess with it, but I should not mess with it anymore. That's as good as it's going to get. Yeah. It's got defects in the material as far as concrete patches and all that. And some of it naps really, really well, and some of it doesn't. And it's starting to affect the napping quite a bit because I'm getting thin. Yeah. So we'll just stop. Okay. Let's see. Mike's talking about something he found. He snapped it in half. Mike says, I found artifacts made of it. Basically, a Christmas tree kind of thick, no serrations. Had one perfect one, and someone reached to touch it. It fell and snapped in half. That's not good. Let's see. All right. A lot of these comments are way too old. No, they're not too bad. Peter says the Vietnamese communities here do a type of crawfish boil where after taking them out of the boil, they dump them into a vat of butter and lemongrass to cool them off. That sounds awesome. So you're in Vietnam? Okay, Vietnamese community. Never mind. Let's see. Okay, I don't know what that means. Mike Mason says, Pat, I do have a question. I never would have tried stones that had that cortex in Texas. I now know it's a chalky cortex to look for and run down that might help me ID church by correct, or is it a try and see alone type thing? Yeah, don't just pick up anything with a cortex that has chalkiness, okay? Because it could vary. Like that one right there, I was napping a little earlier, to this stuff here. All right, look for the darker material, not the lighter material. I just grabbed everything, right? Because I could see that it was a chert, but you'll be happier with this darker material. It is a chalky cortex in many cases, but it varies between limestone and chalk. And just because it has chalk or a much softer cortex doesn't mean it's going to be high grade in the middle. Even though that's flint, not all flint is high grade. Okay. So yeah, if you see this kind of stuff, it's mixed with caliche and that kind of thing. It's not always that great. You got to get used to picking up stuff after you've been testing it. You don't have to test everything. After you've tested a bunch of it, you don't need to test all of it. Like some of these I didn't test out in the field, but I could tell that it was okay stuff. Yeah. See, it's good stuff. But I didn't even test that. I just brought it home. You see what I'm doing? It's actually excellent. And this is a chalky cortex. Look at that. And this is a flint. If it forms in chalk like this, it's a flint. See, that's not just caliche. It's the actual cortex. See that? It's the actual cortex that's rubbing off that easily. So this is a flint. It just depends on the quality. Not all flint is good, but this particular piece is good. Yeah, this is a high grade raw for sure. In the general sense, not just because it's a flint, but in the general sense. And then you get stuff like this this is also very chalky. But I can tell it's probably not really high grade stuff. It's a little bit weird. Yeah. It doesn't flake smoothly. It crumbles. And it could be just defects in the stone itself. But it formed in chalk. That one's good. That one's clear, but it still has a little bit of inclusions in there. Like right in the middle, there's an inclusion. You can tell it'll mess you up when it gets thin. But it's not bad. But again, if it's a chalk, it forms in chalk, it's a flint. See, that's chalk. So this is a coast-to-coast flake. It didn't take off any width, but it went from one side to the next. So there's a little bit of cortex on that side and on that side. Okay. Yeah, it's a little crumbly. Yeah, and it could be just the weathering. This stuff here. Yeah, that's not bad. It's very similar to the stuff I just napped. Very similar to this. It's all from the same area, this whole bucket. Yeah. And you got some of this has like polka dots. I can't tell if I sampled that in the field or if I found it that way. I think I was sampling some of this. I mixed some flakes in here. But yeah, I said HQR Road Rock. I already sampled some of it. What is that? This is some other weird stuff. I don't know what that is. Yeah. Let's try that. I'm gonna try this weird stuff. Let's see if this works. Yikes. That is very crumbly. I don't know what that is. I mean, I don't know what caused that breakage, existing cracks. It's a good quality material right there. See how it napped right here very well when I struck it. But it looks like only small bits of it are going to be worthwhile. What is it doing? So I tried hitting some of that off. It's not bad quality. It just has a lot of defects. I thought you were going to get back to the chat. I will in a minute. Alan Cole says, Bill Taylor says hello to everybody. He's on his way home. Cool. Thanks for the update. All right, so that one was okay. Hit it right there. Yeah. Where is it? You got to laugh when it does that. So it's not too bad. It's mid-range chirp on this side, actually. Anyways. Okay. Yeah, it breaks up though. When you see it, like when you find artifacts that have big long flake scars, doesn't always mean that they are complete. On on ancient sites, sometimes people would say, "Oh, it looks like you took off a real nice long flake there," but it a lot of times it breaks in half. Yeah. You might say, "Well, not with the Indians. They did it right. You're just not doing it right." No, I have a feeling that they would not get complete flakes in many cases. That's not a bad flake. I try to hit it to make it go further because you can see that there's still some crackage right there, but the original flake didn't travel all that far, so there's still some crackage in there, but it didn't travel. Incomplete flake. So this side's pretty flat now. I could probably get a biface out of this. I just need to trim off the uglies. It's already 10:02? Dang. Hold on a second. I got to trim off the uglies. Let's see if I can trim off that part. If not, we're not going to get a good biface. too many cracks. So I'm hitting directly on that lump. There's too many cracks between it and the sides. Although I could try that one. Lower this side here. Lower this. Bring the edge up to the obstacle. Ooh, that's a nice quality flake as far as the material goes. That's a high grade piece. And just keep in mind that not all pieces that look like they're nappable are actually nappable. So when you're looking for rocks, one of the most important things to do is actually test the rock. That went over the top. If I can get another one like that, that'd be excellent. But I gotta lower the edge even more. See, lower that down closer to this. Too much force. There was already an existing crack here, and that's where it failed. Yeah. But it took the lump off. See, that's where the lump was. It went bye-bye, but too much force. It already had an existing crack. Yeah. Oh, well. Can you see it? Right here. It went through, down through here. Unfortunately. And it exposed it when I took this off. Kind of, sort of. I don't know if I saw that before. Maybe I did. I just didn't remove it first. Yeah. Anyway, so there you go. Excellent, right? Beautiful. Yeah, beautiful as challenge pieces. All right, let's see. Where do we got to? I got to end the live stream here in a minute. It's already past 10. Jim says, good night, Patrick. I say, okay, good night. Good night, everybody. I hope you find the stuff I sent interesting. If nothing else, I will enjoy seeing what you make. Yes, I'll enjoy it too. If I can make stuff out of it, I will enjoy it. My heavy shovel. Hello. Too bad you're entering the live stream at the very end. Just my next live stream is on Monday, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern time. I do 2-hour live streams 3 times a week. I haven't seen you before, my heavy shovel. I don't think. Anyway, thanks for joining us. I'm going to end the live stream here in a minute. Let's see here. What else is going on? Smallzilla or Harley says, good stream, Patrick. It was fun. I'm glad you think so. It was good. Yeah. It was good. I liked it. I liked getting into this bucket because that was sitting in my storage unit for at least 2 years. See you at 6 p.m. Eastern on Monday. Yep, we'll see you on Eastern. And we'll see you on Monday for sure. Yep. Let's see. Jim says, put it this way, I have successfully used all the materials I sent you. Yeah, some of that material is very fragile and delicate, though. Well, I should say about 50%. Like the magnetic obsidian, the opal, and some of that petrified wood. Very fragile, but it looks like it's going to be excellent. Mike Tuff says, thanks for the live stream, Patrick. Have a good weekend. You too, Mike. Thank you. Thank you. Until Monday. Yes, yes. I liked it with a button and a broken thumb, says Mike Mason. See, even someone with a broken thumb can push the like button. So there you go. All right, guys. Thank you for participating. It's good to see everybody. Yeah, Jim says I tried to sprinkle in both and had both fun and challenging. Yeah. So yeah, you can send me stuff, but be warned, it may take me a while to get to it. In case anyone else is thinking of sending me rock challenges, I can get to it, but it may take a while. So just be warned. Just fair warning. Okay. Nice cup. Yeah, I ordered this. This is some of my merch. I ordered a sample. It's small. I thought it was going to be big, a big mug. But yeah, even for me, I'm a small guy, but it's still even small for me. If you want to order it, though, that's what they look like. Jim says, I'm just glad you like the petrified wood. I told you I had some nice stuff left. Yeah, thank you, thank you. All right, that's it for the live stream. We'll see you on Monday. And I'll probably be sampling out of the same bucket. If not, I've got plenty of other stuff. I just will not nap obsidian in the house. This is my home. It's my studio in my house. I shouldn't be napping anyway, but what can you do? I need a very consistent place where I can nap without interfering noises or anything else. Okay? And my router is right here, so I won't have usually interference with the video or the audio or the feed or the upload speed or anything else. Okay. See you later, guys. Good night. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.